So I guess we're looking for strides here. Starting me off right. But I don't really mind Sky Garbage on this character. My favorite character is every character that isn't Artificer. I like them all. Except Loader, I guess. Loader is above Artificer, but below the rest. Loader is boring. That's how I feel about Loader. Like, the character is so easy and so one-dimensional. I can't take runs as Loader seriously. Oops. But let's see. If I were to pick 3 right now, they're Mercenary, Mercenary, and Mercenary. No, they're Mercenary, Huntress, and Engineer. Those are the top 3, I think. I'm taking both alternate skills this run. Engineer with walking turrets is fantastic, and I love it. Huntress is Huntress, which is just good. And Mercenary is actually balanced on Monsoon and very skill-based. And just, you know, fun. Interactive. I don't agree. Like, I mean, yeah, that's fine that you feel that way. I respect that. For me, I don't agree at all. The fact that the runs are always different is enough for me. Like, I never really lose in Gungeon. But, I mean, that's a great game. Like, the whole... If it's hard, it can be hard and fair, is basically what I'm saying. Like, yeah, you can master it, but if it's hard enough, you still make mistakes. You still, you know, get screwed. But it's just your fault. Like, I don't think there's anything particularly less fun than losing when it's not your fault. But I really like losing when it is my fault. And I think that the difference, like with this game, even if it were fair and hard, it would be very different from Gungeon. It would be a lot harder to win every time, probably. Because, like, I think they could be just fine buffing enemy damage by a bunch, increasing enemy spawn density by a little bit in the early game, for example, as well. Like, they could add a lot of things to increase the difficulty. Just, you know, make it all fair. And I think that, like, if they do things like that, you still get hit. It hurts more. You find yourself dying just as much. But you keep playing and you get better at it and you find yourself dying less. Like, I think I would honestly find it more fun if instead of cutting health regeneration as much as they did, they straight up doubled enemy damage. Or more. Probably not more. But, like, that would be better. Well, that was pointless. Fungus meta is obviously the only meta. I mean, really, imagine playing Engineer and not using stationary turrets so you can use Fungus. It's actually funny to me, though, that, like, the only time Fungus is useful is now not even the best way to play that character. I'm, you know, not feeling too good right now. Like, they added something more fun that scales better, that is more usable in more situations. And doesn't use the only, like, it doesn't use Fungus, the only character that used Fungus. Like, unlike the first game, you just don't really get the chance to go use Fungus. It's like a terrible, useless item. Except on Engineer with the old turrets. It's funny. Smile Out, thank you so much for the 31-month sub. Thank you for sticking around. Appreciate the continued support for a very long time. I don't, I've had plenty of really strong runs with turrets without Fungus. But, I mean, obviously I got, like, super carried. But still, it's not like it's impossible. Yeah, I played a lot of Risk of Rain 1, though I think I've played more of this game already than I played of Risk of Rain 1 at the time, you know, when it was the thing. Opinion's not really necessarily better on the stationary turrets. It's potentially better if you have Fungus, yeah, but like, get a lot of healing items, they heal a lot because they're moving through all of the healing and stuff. They're probably getting hit more because they're in combat more often. They'll get use out of the Opinion as well. I told the stream that I would install a mod if it turned all of Engineer's skills into turrets, and you could select which of the 2 turrets that they were. So, you know, that would be something to experience, basically. Ugh, the grenade's so nice now that it actually cancels your basic attack. Makes me so happy. Oh my goodness. It's not like fungus meta is bad. It's just, you know, not better. But for all those people that always ask, why aren't you using the original turrets, what about fungus? They can still use it, you know? And they can still succeed. And they can play a less mobile and interactive version of the game. And I mean, technically, fungus meta is, like, nice in that as long as you get it, you have more healing than normal characters, and healing's real important right now because base healing is very bad. So, like, you know, fungus meta for life, as they say. If Engineer's passive were that bot drones and such inherited your items as well, that would be actually ridiculous. Like, Engineer would be so OP like that. I don't want to play it again. I'm gonna do it. Well, I did my best. Okay, sure. There's a mod? That's such a strange thing to have come up with for a mod. What? I'm not going all the way back for an equipment barrel. This run's pretty solid. Well, I spoke too soon. We'll see what we get, you know, out of things. This enemy being here is, like, really unfortunate. There's always that one enemy that really sucks and, like, prevents you from fighting the boss. This is that enemy for me right now. If only I had a wisp. That'd be great right about now. Whoops. I want to be sprinting. Trying to take out big health enemies, and at this point all enemies, before the Dune Strider starts healing. Okay, there we go. Stop, don't. I don't know if every boss should have a boss item. Did every boss have a boss item in the first game? Like, I don't think so, right? I only think like 5 or 6 did. Oh my gosh, it's real. Techno Freak, thank you for the 6-month sub. Thanks so much for the continued support. So Magma Worm had one. Titan had one. What's its name? Vagrant had one. Cremator and Toxic Beast didn't, right? Ancient Wisp had one, which isn't a boss in this game yet, if it even will be, which I would be down for. If it did have one. Scavenger didn't have one. What other bosses are there? Yeah, that was the Toxic Beast we mentioned not having one. I wouldn't count the shirt. I think we might have named them all. There's probably another boss that I'm forgetting, though. I don't know, they have about as many this game already as the ones we just named. Yeah, mentioned Ancient Wisp. Imp Overlord did have an item. Forgot about that one. Yeah, Imp Overlord gave you the imp, the like terrible useless imp. Yeah, Cremator didn't have one, we got that one. Nice. Yep, we got Ifrit. I think we named them all. I mean, I'm sure as they add some more bosses, they will have some of them will have boss items. I think we'll end up with more boss items than we had in the first game. I mean, we might already have more bosses in this game than were in the first game. I'm not thinking about it too hard, though. Yeah, I'm not too upset with this run. It's going pretty well. So glad they fixed those doing damage to you. I think you gotta take the turtle. Paid the health tax. At least I have some healing. Getting a lot of infusions. At least I have one slug. You know? You know, I was kind of thinking I want one of these right about now. I think I'm coming around to Monster Teeth. Like, I think they've buffed it to the point where it's like, because the health regeneration is bad now, I at least do want to use it. But of course that requires me to have it. Why do I have that word banned? Because I think it is literally the dumbest thing I've ever heard. Every time I hear it, I want to, like, remove myself from the situation. I, like, read it and I feel dumber having read it. I think it is my least favorite word ever to be used on the internet. Oh, that's unfortunate. Oh my goodness. I don't know, people say it when they, like, feel like an idiot. I don't know, it just sounds so stupid that, to me, the thought of it coming out of someone's mouth makes me sad. I'm too old for the internet. That's all there is to it. I don't like fun. Hey, a use item. I just walked through it again. I've picked this up twice now. What am I doing with my life? I can use it to get back to the teleporter, maybe, if it aims well. I'm not telling anyone not to say the word, just don't say it around me. That's like all I request. Well, okay, no, and technically in chat I have mandated it, but... Alright, take me, I'm trying to go. That's the one. Oh, I saved so much time. There are two of them. This is horrible. Also, there's some... Oh no, we're fine. Oh no, there's the problem. I think I'm gonna have a rough one here. If only I had a use item. Yeah, the Clay Templars suck. They're not good enemies. Oh, well, there's not much I'm doing about this. Except maybe there is? That was pretty good. want to be there. I have a problem now, and it's that you're alive. Oh, I'm gonna die. Oh, this is bad. Get me out. Okay, I need you to not be here. Here amongst the living. Have we hit? I'm not. Okay, look, it would be great. All of you felt like cooperating. I'm just gonna go over here. Hopefully no one can get me here while I sprout up. This is me creating the one situation where I can use this item. Wormhole away. You are not invulnerable when you're in the wormhole. So that probably would have killed me. Fungus meta, exactly. Fungus meta has saved us. Ow. I can't escape backwards. Well, I do have a slug. It wouldn't have been quite that long without fungus. It just would have been a little longer. But one slug, of course, is nerfed by the health regeneration change because its percentage, I assume. Oh, frick. The balls were there. Anyway, I assume it's a percentage of your, actual health regeneration. So, that would be, dang it, it's open. That would be a pretty big nerf for the, slug right now. But still, I do have a slug, so I would have healed eventually. Yeah, turtle printer, but I don't really want to give up anything from my white items except my one rusted key. And it's gonna take my syringes before it's gonna take anything else. Okay, I'll take a band. Too bad it's not, the other band. It's the band I already have. Okay, where are you at? How much are these as well? Probably 280? 290! I'm even later than I planned to expect to be. Okay, where? Oh, where? Oh. I don't know where the hermit crab is. So 290 means I need 580 to buy a green item. That's expensive. Oh, that's not a cool thing to do. I'm not doing a smart thing right now. Oh no, he's consistently staying stunned, which makes my life okay. Okay, now I'm gonna kill you. Found hermit crabs. Nice. At this range, I'm actually hitting a lot, so that died pretty quickly. Take my damage up. I agree about something I read earlier and never commented on. Put health back in canisters. That'd be nice. I guess they're barrels, but still. Put health back in them, and that would be a nice mitigating factor. Chest is going to cost 4,700. That's so much. You know, I probably need that. I've been dying a lot. Okay, I gotta take this out. This is a problem. Thanks for your cooperation. There's one below as well. Two below. Holy moly. Can't do anything. Also, give us the sprouting egg back, or the mysterious vial. I mean the mysterious vial. Give us that one back. We have the sprouting egg. Yeah, I mean, Bitterroot, why not both? Oops. Yeah, the vial was just flat regeneration up. Vial was white. Are you kidding right now? Yeah, let's go. At least it's movement. Though at the moment I'm kind of afraid to use it. I'm not gonna have a good time with this. Oh yeah, I made mistakes. Oh, heck. Don't do it. Yes, do that. That's not what I want either. Like, it's not bad, but it's not really, like, good. Honestly, I don't know if I care about Wake of Vultures literally ever. I've been trying to determine, and I feel like every time I've picked it up, I literally couldn't have cared less about whether, like, what it was doing for me. It seems like a cool item that has no actual value. Sometimes I guess having the shock effect is cool. Same with the fire effect, but I just don't notice. And like, Celestine effect does not really matter. Like, theoretically it matters, I guess, but it doesn't feel like it. Malachite effect actually doesn't matter because they don't have the elites that cause everyone to heal. Yeah, it gives you the extra damage from the shock effect with the orbs. That's what I mean when I say, like, it's cool. Because I do find having, you know, half my health be shields is kind of annoying. Like, I might not want that, actually. I don't think they should add missile elites back. Those were dumb. Maybe in 3D they'd be better, but I don't really think so. Because missiles track so well. It's just another one of those, oh, well, I guess you're taking damage now. Fun, engaging gameplay kind of situations. Oh, you got unlucky. Here is your health tax. I don't think that teleporting elites would be a bad thing. Like, I think that generally the idea behind blights, I don't really mind. But like the healing elites are also really dumb. But yeah, the Malachite effect would be actually valuable in some scenarios if those existed, again. Rasco, thank you for the 61 months. I spawned up back there, didn't I? Yeah. Thank you so much for the continued support. Oh, I guess there were teleporting elites that weren't blights, weren't there? But yeah, I wouldn't mind the teleport effect on enemies. Like, that's fine. Though I would when, like, say I had one in that situation where I was at last level, where I had to go and use fungus in order to not die. That's the situation where they suck, because I probably couldn't have gotten far enough away to escape it. And because I chose to jump down and fall to 1 health, I mean, that was my fault. I could have made a different decision if I had one of those, and I would have. But, I don't know. That probably would have sucked. Oh, I have, like, enough money. Oh, well. Okay, that was 3. Yeah, you know what? Things in Risk of Rain 1 did do a lot of damage, didn't they? Like, in general, a lot of things did a lot of damage. That game was freaking hard. But because it was 2D and generally just simplistic in, like, how you dodge enemies, all you did was jump. Pretty fair, I guess. Mostly. I don't know, it's been a really long time, so I don't really know how I felt about the fairness. But anyway, it probably was fine. It's just really hard. But it could be really hard without being unfair, most likely. Probably. Oh my goodness. Okay, that's not actually valuable to me at all. Oh, dang. Well, Guardian's Heart was spongy in that game, right? Which is great. Oh my goodness, look over there. I'm over it. There's another one. You gotta go. Another 2. You gotta go. Thanks. Yeah, Loader was more fun in the first game, for sure. Loader was less one-dimensional. Why wouldn't you play Commando? Imagine only playing 1 or 2 characters. That would be really boring. And like, Commando's good, so. Commando's also really like the only character where you feel attack speed in quite the way you do. Like, I think that Commando's basic attack is pretty satisfying. I would compare it to the nail gun, but I hate the nail gun. Like, the accuracy on it and just like the animation for it I don't like. It makes me feel like I'm not using something I like. or want. But that's why I just don't take the nail gun in my loadout anymore. Yeah, I think that it's, for me, no question that Commando is the most satisfying character to get attack speed with. Railgun attack speed is pretty silly. What about Mercenary? Different, like... Yeah, you notice it. You notice it on everyone, though. Like, every character notices it. Like, it's an important and powerful effect. It's just I think it feels the best on this character. Oh, this sucks. Oh, I just did that to myself. That was not good. Oh, that's unfortunate as well. Oh, ow. If only I had strides. I'm, like, leaving as heck right now. I gotta go and heal. See you in a bit. The bleed is very strong, but you can avoid the bleed. So... like, I won't complain about the bleed the same way I'd complain about wisps or would complain about stone titans. Like, they're just not the same kind of problem. That problem is I messed up, and I'm okay with problems that involve me messing up, rather than me being punished for, you know, nothing. Well, regular imp bleed isn't that bad. It's only really the spikes that are, you know, punishing. Very punishing. Mighty Nutty, thank you so much for the 48 months. That's 3 and 4 years of support, depending on which metric you're going by. So thank you. Oh, I tanked that one. Nice. Thank you, Left On Daisy. Okay, so, being on an uphill, potentially bad for dodging the spikes. Because if you're jumping, which is what you want to be so that the spikes go behind you so that you can then side strafe, they don't go behind you as much on a hill. Also, that's not a... never mind. Everything's fine. Oh, that's not fine. That sucks a lot. Oh, and now I gotta go. I'm at 99, so I'm gonna take this outside of the zone, so that the only thing I have to worry about is paying attention for the fist. Oh, that was great, thanks. And I got something very nice. Alright, see? I just keep moving. And then if it did the fist attack, I wouldn't have gotten hit by it. All good. Like, stuff like that situation is why I think that making all damage avoidable would be fine. Because, like, every situation is still going to be different. The difference between this game and Gungeon, or this game and Isaac, is that you don't know what the enemies are going to be. In those games, the rooms always have the same enemies, or, like, among the same set of enemies. So it's like a situation that you're fully prepared for because you've done it a lot of times, even if the bullets end up a little different. But in this game, it's just going to be random enemies. So even if all of the attacks are fair, their combinations are a lot more endless than the ones you'll see in those games. So I don't think that fairness is an obstacle to, you know, gameplay that you want to continue to revisit. Or in any way diminishes, you know, the experience and intent of the game. I think that the Hyper Threader would be fun in this game, but it would also be so ridiculously good. Like, can you imagine if, like, since those track enemies, they would be just, oh my god, and it would probably hurt the frame rate, like it did in the first game. I don't think Heaven Cracker would be that big a deal in this game. Oh. Oh, I bought a drone by accident. I thought it was a barrel. Whoops. Laser turbine. I also don't know how they'd apply that to 3D. Like, that's the thing. Like, Hyper Threader makes sense, because those homed anyway. So just having your bullets all target 2 enemies, basically, is fine. You'd have a laser light show at all times because it's 3D, but that'd be cool. It'd just be really, really, really good. Heaven Cracker, I don't know how they'd make that one really work either. I mean, because how often are you trying to shoot at multiple enemies in a 2D space that you'd end up hitting, you know, several of? I mean, I guess, like, right here, sure. I use an area of effect kind of attack, and it's basically doing that, and that's, I would get that every few shots. So, like, kind of. But I feel like it'd be different, because, like, the hitbox would be smaller, less consistent. You probably wouldn't get as much effect out of it as you think you would. Unless they made the hitboxes a lot wider from the piercing shots, basically. But I mean, if they didn't, then maybe it would be more balanced, right? Like, I don't know. You mean laser turbine, not Heaven Cracker? Or I guess you can combine the two. But yeah, if the laser turbine were an orbital laser that hits where you're aiming, that would be really good, probably. In a large AoE for a lot of damage, that would be a very strong item. Alright, time to go probably die, honestly. This being the only character where I care about having leeching seeds, I'm kind of bummed that I have 0, as opposed to, like, you know, 2, maybe 3, or more. I have to deal with this, I kind of think, because it's too close to half health. It would have caused a problem if I didn't attack it directly, because it would have gotten below half health without my intervention. I'm going to kill it. And then it would have been doing that without me focusing on it, so I wouldn't have been able to kill it before it even did the Nova once, and I would have probably died. So that one was important to deal with. This is not looking good. I gotta focus on all these enemies first. Also the Malachite I probably, like, want to deal with. It's almost dead, so... This is still problematic. The Beetle Queens are, like, not threatening. They're the least important enemies for me to worry about, so I guess I'm just not going to worry about them until, like, 99%. How it is sometimes. Anyway, as you can see, this commando run's very strong, and this is why you play commando. I don't know if that person's still here to ask. why play Commando, or imagine playing Commando. Because it's fun and strong. Oh, there's another Beetle Queen up there. I didn't even realize. Oh well, I'll just deal with all of this. I do like the grenade. I do. I don't know if I prefer it. Like, I like both fourth skills, basically. Which is how it should be, I guess. Both feel like usable options. Oh, I need to grab that, because I didn't know if I could get up that. Yeah, I mean, I dig the grenade. I mean, who cares what character is the best? It's a single-player game. You don't have to, like, I don't know, winning's not the only thing, alright? Just, if you want to just play the best character, I don't know, play Mercenary all the time. I feel like if you're a very good player, Mercenary is probably the easiest, most consistent, strongest character to do well with. But, I mean, who wants to only play one character? I mean, I think of the obliterating as winning right now. It's an end to the run that doesn't result in, you know, a failure condition. So, like, yeah, you die to it, but it's not the same. So that's winning. Oh, this is all beetles. I didn't even notice. Yeah, that means no Dune Striders, and I'm about that. That's a good life. Yes, you die productively. Guess now we take a turtle. I don't think that a lack of shield from Aegis indicates bad healing. Aegis is just not very good. Even on runs with lots of healing, I still barely get anything out of Aegis. You need 2 Aegis before it's like even worth considering as a thing that you have, in my opinion. And even then, most healing doesn't really get through it. Like, it still just doesn't build up. That's been my experience with it. Well, if I had any leeching seeds, maybe I would make some progress there. But I was talking about that, actually. Like, this is the only character where I even kind of like leeching seed, and I don't have any. I haven't gotten any. attack speed. That is another fungus. I personally don't think active items are in a very good state in this game. Because to me it feels like there are 2 active items, 2 placeholder active items, and then a bunch of items that are just like, well, if I'm being silly, I guess. You've got your Prion and you've got your capacitor. Those are the 2 active items. Your placeholders are the foreign fruit and the, what is the little guy called? The wood sprite. Those are your placeholders. And then everything else is just like, well, I've got nothing else yet. Or I'm being silly. Right, drugs, but drugs, the ideal situation for those is that they're a passive item that take up your active slot. I do like the missiles. They're strong. But as soon as I get a capacitor or a Prion especially, I pretty much trade away missiles on, 19 out of 20 runs. Opinion on the cube. I always want to use the cube effectively, and I had one recently where I was using it kind of effectively, but I feel like it only has value on a weak run. Like, I was only getting good use out of it because I wasn't killing things fast enough. But, like, there are several situations where I want to like the cube, and I just feel like I'm better off not using it most of the time, you know? There's no reason to go up here, seeing as there is not a normal way up there, which means that no loot spawns there. Why don't I... Oh yeah, I guess I didn't answer about Artificer. It's one of those questions I get so much, I try not to just spend a lot of my stream talking smack about that character. I don't think that that character has a good skill loop, a full kit as far as actually being strong, or really anything fun about it. I think that it's just, like, yeah, you can do a lot of damage in some situations, but the rest of your kit doesn't come together, in my opinion. And the basic attack, the way the charges work is just so unfun. Like, it just... I hate the character. Yeah, your late game prospects are... You probably want to be playing co-op, not solo. I don't really have anything I do like about the character. Like, clearly they have a better implementation of charges in Multi's grenade launcher. And I think maybe that would help. But honestly, I just think that the only way I would really enjoy Artificer would be if Artificer were a completely different character redesigned from the ground up. But the basic attack is probably like my biggest issue, I guess, if I had to pick one thing. But I also, this is more personal than about design though. I suck with the ice wall, so I don't like it. And I don't think that either fourth skill are like really all that great. I think the new one's better because it at least can be used in late game, but I think that as much as I like how the flamethrower works when you get to use it, you don't really ever want to be using it after you loot. So it's just like the character is really just not a coherent thing that comes together, is how I feel about it. Strides of Heresy, yeah. I would take strides on the Artificer for sure. But, of course, I wouldn't actually, because that would require me to play the Artificer, which I just don't anymore. I think Rex is fantastic. Fun character with a different playstyle that can put out a lot of damage, but also has mitigating factors and risks and rewards. Like, you have a coherent set of skills as Rex, while still being very different. I would replace, once they add it probably, I will replace the third skill with probably whatever they do, unless they make something really bad, but that's like the only thing I don't really get use out of on Rex. I don't even think it's bad. I think it's like useful, and I was using it more today. You know, trying to work through stuff, but I just that's the only problem I have with the character is the third skill, and that's probably more personal. Though I felt that it certainly didn't do what I wanted to when I wanted it to a lot of the time. So. Plant grappling hook. I don't know what I would want them to replace Rex's third skill with. An actual movement skill, though, might be nice. Like a real movement skill that is effective and like not inconvenient or difficult to use. Which I would say the current one is kind of both. About leeching health from enemies, that's what your force skill does. A smoke screen that gives you the invisible status, so we're bandit now. Gotta go in, get this item. Oh, okay. Was it worth it? Not at all. No, attack speed doesn't reduce cooldown on Artificer's basic attack. Attack speed is not very good for Artificer. The only value you get out of attack speed is charging your second skill faster, which is pretty much the only skill you want to ever have to use. Like, if possible. Attack speed didn't previously affect the flamethrower ticks. If it does now, that's very good. Like, that's a big buff, but it didn't do that before. Not on Artificer. On, like, Mercenary, sure. And at least one other character had that effect or something, but not Artificer. They changed it so it does on Artificer? Oh yeah, Commando's 4 does. The original 4 now does as well, yeah. Well, I'm glad. Oh, I'm freaking dead. I gotta go. Goodbye. If they did change that for the flamethrower then, and I just forgot about it, that's great. Of course, you still don't really want to use the flamethrower after you loop or so, because most of the time it's just too dangerous for the range and for the effect. But, yeah. That's a good change. Where this jerk? And I have nothing, unfortunately, that pushes, so I can't kill it by pushing it into a wall very quickly, which is my normal hopeful solution depending on my character. Like, that's what I get the most actual effect out of for Rex's third skill. But, you know, not every enemy is particularly pushable. Oh, this sucks. I hate this. Oh, how did I get Malachite? Frick. I don't like this. Oh, that's hello. Whoops. I'm gonna go this way. Because Brainstocks doesn't let you spam perfectly any skill with anybody. Brainstocks gives you about a 1 second cooldown. It says no cooldown, but basically what happens is you use your skill. It says 1 or 0, and then it recharges at a normal rate of like 1 or maybe half a second. So, no, you'll still have the same problem where you run out, but you will get to use it slightly more, yes. Man, this is a mess. But if Brainstocks actually gave you 0 cooldown, that would be so awesome. I would love that. Like, it's still nice with certain skills, but since the base Brainstocks timer is only 3 seconds, you get a lot less out of it than you could if it were actually no cooldown, like it said. Oh, no. Okay. He saved it.